I think I've made a mistake. We've got 50 k's of range in the battery, but at these low temperatures, we're probably only going to get 25 kilometres and we've got 30 k's to go. I think I better pull over and work something out. At 10 degrees, we've got 61 k's of juice left, and it says the battery's low, and we'll run out of energy if the battery gets colder. We've got 18 kilometres to our destination. Hey, welcome back. We're in Thredbo village. We're on a rural holiday. We just thought we would get out of town. Bit of a post-COVID vacation for us. Got the Tesla over the road, and part of the objective of the holiday is to try out the Tesla charging network, because we're going to be doing some fairly long distances. We just wanted to see how the charging system would work for us. But look, I made a few bad decisions along the way, and I did put us in a bit of a perilous situation. So watch this video because you can learn how to avoid making the same mistakes I've made. Thanks for watching. This will be good. The idea was to have the holiday we wanted and not to be dictated to by where car chargers were provided. So we drove on down to Mollymook and stayed at the Ridge Resort. A couple of nights there, and then on to Eden at the Cocora cottage, and then off-grid for a couple of days at Moonbah hut in Jindabyne before heading home. I thought I would try the PlugShare app to locate chargers during our travels, and the first stop we decided to charge at was Bannisters by the Sea in Mollymook. Now they allow Teslas to charge there without actually being a guest or even staying for lunch, but we did decide to have lunch there because it's such a lovely spot. We consumed about 100 kilometres of range going to the Patana Gardens and driving up Pigeon House Mountain. So we found the Mollymook Surf Beach Motel, where they will allow you to charge your Tesla for a fee of $25 if you are not a guest. I think I may have made a bad decision. Not about the Tesla, but I walked out onto this rock ledge at Mollymook by the ocean wearing the shoes, and now the tide's come in and I'm sort of stuck out here. All sorted. About an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we've put 250 kilometres on the clock. Getting good at that. Bit of a performance. There isn't a Tesla charger at the Ridge Retreat, but the owners very kindly allowed me to plug the Tesla into their 240 volt outlet in their barbecue area. I'd bought an extension cord just for that purpose.
The roundabout and take the second exit.
So we just pulled into NAROOMA and we're going to go to the supercharger. Now I've never used a supercharger before, so this is going to be quite a unique experience.
Now turn left onto Wilcox Avenue.
Look at the speed of that. 400 kilometres per hour. 500 kilometres per hour. It's still going up. Hey, welcome back. I've had the 850 a little over 2 years now. I hadn't ridden off road before, and when I first bought the bike I was quite cautious, a bit nervous. I did a bit of training with BMW and that really helped. The next leg of our holiday took us from Eden to Jindabyne, but we decided to take the route via DALGETY. Now there's absolutely no charging facilities at all on that road until you get to Jindabyne. And then we had to get out to Moonbah huts. This is a 206 kilometre journey and we had 382 kilometres of range, so we felt very comfortable about it. This is quite hilly terrain and we realised that hills, speed and temperature were eating into our battery capacity. We're down to 115 kilometres of range left, but we're only about 30 kilometres from our destination, so I know we're going to make it okay. Range anxiety, it's a different thing than when you drive a internal combustion engine car, because with a petrol car, of course, you can just think, well, I'll just pull into the next service station. But in our case, there's actually no charger at all between where we are now and our final destination. So it's a different sort of anxiety. So we have about 67 kilometres of range left in the battery, and we have about 30 kilometres or so to go to the accommodation. Now, we'll make it okay, but we've had to make a decision. Do we go to the accommodation first where I can plug in overnight, or do we go into Jindabyne and use the charger that's there? It's not a fast charger, but it would mean we'd have to sit in Jindabyne for a couple of hours. So we've made the decision to go straight to the accommodation, and let's just hope we don't run out of range, because there's no way back. So if it gets colder, so we're at 10 degrees, we've got 61 k's of juice left, and it says the battery's low, and we'll run out of energy if the battery gets colder. We've got 18 kilometres to our destination. Fortunately, there seems to be a new charger in Jindabyne that's not listed on the PlugShare app, so we're going to go there and charge up for a little while. So we've arrived at NAROOMA, which is a guest house in Jindabyne, not listed on the sharing app, but we've got 55 kilometres of juice left in the vehicle, and we had about 20 kilometres to go, but because it's getting so cold, we really felt that we should charge up for at least an hour or so. So I'm walking back into Jindabyne, and thankfully it started raining again. It turns out the NAROOMA hotel had turned off the Tesla charger because the last guest had departed, and normally the charger would only be for guests. But I gave them a call and they very kindly turned it back on, and I even offered to pay them some money, but they've left it on, so we're going to go back in about an hour's time and pick up where we left off. We've only got about 20 or so k's to go to our accommodation. I just didn't want to cut it too fine, especially as the temperature's dropping, and if we ran out of battery in the middle of nowhere, we really would be in trouble. 116 k's left in the charge, and we've only got about 20 k's to go, so I think we're going to make it. So we've only got about 5 kilometres to go, but we're on a dirt road. It's 6 degrees, so the battery's getting depleted quite quickly, but we do have 89 kilometres of range indicated, which we believe sort of halves when you're in these temperatures. So we've probably got about 40 k's worth of battery up our sleeve in total. We have a light snow falling as we charge the Tesla. Only just reaches. Ta-da! So we went through all the drama of getting to the accommodation last night, running on empty, only to find out that we could have used this fast charger and our problems would have been solved. So there's a lesson there. Firstly, the plug app, the plug share app that I was using didn't list these charges. And secondly, maybe I should have done a bit more research before I left home. So that was a really most enjoyable experience at Moonbah. Crikey though, when we came in on the first day, we were running on empty as we arrived, and if we'd taken a wrong turn or perhaps come across some steep hills, it's possible we might not have been able to get back out again. Anyway, the problem was solved, and especially once we learnt that the NAROOMA had installed chargers in Jindabyne. So now we're on our last leg of the journey. We're heading home. We're going to go to Cooma and use the supercharger. We'll probably only need it for 20 minutes just to top up the battery, and then we'll figure out whether we can get all the way back home or whether we need to stop on the way and top up. So we've just left Cooma. We used the supercharger near Coles, and we're heading back towards Wollongong via Goulburn. So we're going to go into the supercharger at Goulburn. This is the Goulburn supercharger facility. We really only need about half an hour here just to top up to get us back home.